Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 476. Today is Saturday, December 7th, 2024, and I'm glad you could join me today. I'm having a bit of jasmine tea today, which is change of pace because I didn't want to make loud noises. It's like, let's skip the coffee maker. um, and as it turns out, it'll be a fairly incremental update once again. This time I have pieces. Also, this room is medium level chaotic because it was a easy place to put all of the preparations for Christmas in one place that could be easily locked. So what's not in frame is all of the chaos around me right now. I think I'm just short one thing, so not too bad. But we have a finished back and a finished front. Does the finished back match up with the finished front? Did we try? Probably worth double checking. Well, I did also block it too, so we'll see. It's like, we can ease that in if it's not perfect. It should be pretty good though. So, and obviously these don't go together in that orientation. I have one seamed sleeve. Look at what a gorgeous sleeve it is. Just nice. Did it get maybe a little wonkier towards the top? Sure. Should I have cut my losses and tried to do things maybe a little bit differently? Maybe. But, like, we probably definitely have a nice, at least an inch of positive ease. We have the gorgeous cable motif, texture stitches at the very end. Not too bad. And then the last thing that I have a partially seamed sleeve at this point. So this is what I have going on right now is we have our thread. It appears that I will have plenty for seaming, and I'm about halfway done with the seaming on this one. So nice, clean, beautiful mattress stitch coming together nicely. Put this sleeve on this arm. I don't know, at this moment it doesn't really matter which way, but should be good. Would it be? So this is the Piper sweater, which is a Carol Sunday pattern that I knit out of Harrisville Designs Flywheel in the Aquifer colorway. And I'm definitely much closer to being done than I've been in a long time. There is still a small amount of knitting that needs to be done because I think there is an edge treatment on the neckline. But I decided to work on seaming a sleeve first and then switched over to the second one. Up next will be getting the front and back seamed together. And then from there, what it be? So I'll get front and back all joined together. And then I will ease in the sleeves. It's been a long time since I've needed to ease in sleeves for a set-in sleeve sweater. Because a lot of what I've done more recently is either been like set-in sleeve but knit from the top down, so you end up doing short rows, or just top-down sweaters in general. So things have been going, or would it be? It'd be the case where it definitely was a little bit slow going, getting into the groove of mattress stitch. It was the case where I finished the knitting, um, what was it, like last Sunday? And then I blocked all my pieces. Might have been Saturday, I don't know. Probably Sunday though. Blocked all my pieces, because my parents said, um, flown back home, so I had use of this room again. And then I brought the pieces to knit night so that I could work on seaming. And make sure I'm not doubling things. So, not too crazy. There might be more hair in this room than I'd prefer to acknowledge. So, definitely just sort of like a slow, mindful process of finding the bar between the stitches, pulling it through. But it is turning out quite gorgeous. I played like a little bit of Yarn Chicken with the first one. Um, and maybe I will be filled with regret on that one. We'll see. Um, Also just a little bit exciting figuring out where everything is. Definitely much easier to do in the daylight. So I might need to go back on my first sleeve and reinforce the very top of it, because I was would be ended up joining and trying to like split spice the yarn for my first sleeve, and then for the second sleeve I just left tails, and I will leave them in because it's fine. Ended up doing Russian joins actually for most of the sweater because I figured that was going to be pretty straightforward. But yeah, I feel like that might end up making it more chaotic than it needs to be. So things are coming together quite nicely. And then I figured, I don't know, we'll see if it was good or bad, but I decided that getting back in the hang of mattress stitch was better done on sleeves first. But honestly, it looks pretty good, so not too worried about it. So it'll probably be, I don't know, we'll see how far I get on this endeavor. Like, there hasn't been as much like daytime crafting, and the yarn's dark enough, it's much easier to do in the daytime. So we'll see how it goes. On the hand front, I ended up picking up these gloves after talking with the knit group. And so basically it's like just like a fairly gentle compression garment. And I think, what would it be? It definitely feeling pretty good on this hand. And I think it is improving on this one as well. We'll see. I don't know if it's a case where it's when you need ice versus when you need heat, but can definitely hold a hot beverage in this hand. um, we'll see what happens. But it definitely feels quite a bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Um, like definitely going to be talking about it when I do or whatever. I'll definitely talk with the doctor about it when I get to see them in like a week or so ish. Because it was the case where I like looked up like how long should you be swollen after pregnancy? Week. It's been more than a month now, so so we'll see how this goes. And it would it be? We'll see how things go. So all these pieces coming together. Um, like if the quietness continues, then it shouldn't be a big deal. All right, now this is going to take a moment to extract. It's gonna, oh, yeah, I see. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now. So this is Mustache in the Dark Father colorway, and I've been knitting socks for a friend out of this yarn. Um, am I a little bit worried that I don't have enough for the size sock I'm making? Maybe. Um, I suppose there is the possibility of just doing or doing toes in a different color. I don't think I have like a coordinating skein necessarily. But then when I was working on this project last, I was actually in the process of, for whatever reason, there was a knot in the yarn. So I was working on getting that untangled so that I could continue knitting because I didn't want to leave the knot in the yarn. But then I'm not quite grabbing onto the right stuff. Maybe. I was trying to get to the point where I could then just pass the blue yarn through it. We're pretty close. Um, so this ended up winning out as the project I was working on, mostly just because it was already started. Um, so when I had run out of knitting on the sweater for the time being, this one was ready to go. Though I was like a little bit concerned with how things were feeling, if this would be a good choice or not, but I guess laziness won. So interesting. Definitely got things moving more freely, but then I'm getting a little confused about how I'm gonna pull it through. Maybe this is a bit more fundamental of a knot than I had thought. or where I'm pulling it through doesn't entirely make sense. So, what it be? So I'll get this sorted at some point, and then I'll continue on, but you can, like, you can see what I'm working with. So, um, self-striping yarn, I pulled from the other end of the ball to do the heel flap and then resumed so that the top of the sock has a uninterrupted striping pattern because I prefer the way that looks, especially with this yarn. This has been, what it be? I had stopped working on this project because I wasn't keen on working on something where the needles were so small. So I haven't worked on this very much at all since August. But it's making forward progress again, so that's good. Now I'm just trying to figure out what other thing I need to work free. So that I can continue working on this. Yeah, whatever. So definitely a good carry around project. For some reason the sock had come out of the bag that I've been using, so I'll get that back in after I undo the knot. And then the leg clean next. Or would it be? So it would be the case where, like, it feels like I have plenty to do right now between the sock and all the sweater pieces. So it may be the case where I don't end up starting new project until I finish either of these. Probably the sweater will be done sooner. Like, it's just seaming. So after I take care of that, it shouldn't be too crazy. So yeah, and I guess that'll just depend on mood and that sort of thing. So it would be the case where I would, yeah, I'll probably end up starting the stuffies, and I will save the double brioche project for the point in which I um must do something new. Which will be a little bit longer. But shouldn't be too crazy. No new yarn has entered my life. I have signed up for the SSK lottery, so that is currently open. I think, yeah, it's gonna be open for a couple more days, so excited about what it be, finding out the results for that, and it will probably end up being the case where I'll be making the trip anyways. Um, unfortunately, um, the preschool vacation and the holiday don't match up. So it's not like it's gonna be the end of the world, but that is a bit of a minus. So they take the whole week around the 4th of July off, and then I'll be gone for the 3rd week of July, and never are these going to meet. So it's okay. But yeah, I think it will end up putting like a little bit more strain, on the vacation time, I think, because of that. So we'll see how that goes. Um, let's see what else. Um, yeah, definitely decided not to do the base 12 spin along for the first time. So I had done that like the last 3 years, but because of the hand problems, I opted not to this time. Um, but it is making me wonder if pretty soon I'll be able to spin again, so that would be good. Um, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Um, oh good. I think we got this. Maybe we have this detangled enough that I can pass something through. Maybe not. It's looking promising. So, would it be? So it would be the case where I could eventually resume. All right, not as gone. Resume spinning and working on my sweater spin. Um, it's been going on for a really long time. So hopefully, that can get figured out. And then would it be the other big thing, at least for me, is just sort of churning through a list of now, or since I am not working, what administrative things need to be taken care of. So um just slowly but surely working my way through that list. I don't give myself a lot to do. Because I do end up spending a pretty decent amount of time with the baby on the lap. But um the Kathleen bean is sleeping a bit better now, and so this has taken a lot of pressure off of us. It was the case where it was super nice to have my parents around because we all just sort of took turns. Um, but I think we're in a much better place now, thankfully. So um, that's good. Um, and then would it be? I think it will end up being sort of uh it'll probably be like a little bit chaotic as we sort of head into the Christmas time, because it would be making sure that I have all of my stuff sorted, which it seems like I do right now. And then today is we got our Christmas tree, and then we're going to do decorations, and then probably, depending on motivation levels, put presents under the tree. We'll see. It's also a question of my son's self-control. Is there enough? We don't know. So it could entirely be the situation where all that stuff needs to stay back here until the time. We'll see. Yeah, whatever. We'll get it worked out. So it is looking good for being able to record in 2 weeks. It will be the case where, yeah, I'm not seeing any problem with that. Um, yeah. I was like maybe like a little bit worried I'd be able to record today, but it turned out. And we'll figure out what updates I have to give. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.